Hello everyone, welcome back to our video. Hope you guys are all having a great day. As usual, if you are new, please make sure to like, subscribe, and always comment down below. In this video, we are in the city of Hoboken, New Jersey, in Hudson County, right across the Hudson River from New York City. We are currently near Washington Street. We're gonna walk around Hoboken. Hoboken's pretty small, so hopefully we'll be able to cover enough ground within a 20 to 30 minute walk. I'm gonna walk down this alleyway. This is a really old looking street. I'll go towards the riverfront and then we'll head towards Washington Avenue towards the end of the video. Hoboken is often referred to as a mini Brooklyn for being trendy and very wealthy. It's also very expensive to live here. Not quite as expensive as New York City, but it's up there. Those rents are getting close to the Manhattan rents. But there's a lot of history in Hoboken. For example, I think the first baseball game in the US was played in Hoboken. I know baseball, I believe it was invented in Cooperstown, New York, but the first official baseball game, was right here in Hoboken. Also, the famous Frank Sinatra is from Hoboken as well, and Carlos Bakery, which was on the show Cake Boss, I think. Yeah, the street's really bumpy, and a lot of these people have garages. I would not want to go driving on the street with all these bumps. We're gonna make a right on this street to go towards the riverfront. Washington Avenue is the main street, and then this is the riverfront down here. I actually just went to Carlos Bakery and I got their breakfast deal because it is still pretty early in the morning. It's around 8 a.m. And they have this breakfast deal where you get a breakfast sandwich, iced coffee, and a hash brown for $12.95, which isn't the best deal, but it's not bad. Actually, looking back, that seems like a lot. It'd probably be cheaper at a bodega, but I don't think there are any bodegas in Hoboken. So, just recently in Hoboken, about a month ago, they were paving a lot of the side streets in Hoboken. And I don't know how construction workers can make this kind of mistake, but when they were paving over the roads, they paved over the storm drains on some streets. And this was right before we had like a week's worth of rain coming. So I don't know if Hoboken flooded. I know Long Island did. I know Long Island got it really bad. But yeah, Hoboken has a history of flooding because Hoboken is really low. It's basically at sea level, and plus the Hudson River's right there. So Hoboken definitely floods a lot. This is 2nd Street. So yeah, the other street we were on was 1st Street. I just filmed the video on a random side street because I thought the alleyway looked cool, so. Comment down below if you would drive your car through that alleyway, because I definitely wouldn't. All those bumps go like that. No. This is a beautiful building. A lot of high-rises in Hoboken, and even more so in Jersey City. So I'll show you guys the train station, because the Hoboken train station is absolutely beautiful. But first we're going to walk along the river. Hoboken is also a city of piers. There's a lot of different piers all over Hoboken. So, I think directly across from us is the Chelsea neighborhood of New York City. Over there would be Midtown, and then down here would be Lower Manhattan. Because once you get off the train in Hoboken, you can see the World Trade Center. Sorry, I paused there for a little bit. I don't know why I did that. Well, this is the riverfront. You can pause it right here if you want to look at the map. That's one pier. There's a ton of piers in Hoboken. So you can kind of see the needle from the World Trade Center, but I figured what I'll do is I'll walk up the riverfront, go down Washington Avenue, and then head back to the train station because I need to take the train home anyways. Yeah, New Jersey Transit is free all week. From Monday, today's Thursday, it'll be free till Labor Day. So definitely taking advantage of that. New Jersey Transit has been really bad this summer. There have been extensive delays and cancellations because apparently New Jersey Transit can't handle hot weather. You know, it might be something with the overhead wires, or the trains were overheating, or whatever. The gas, like the diesel trains, might have been overheating. I don't think it was the diesel trains because I think the delays were out of Penn Station, and the diesel engines go to Hoboken, not Manhattan. So I don't know, but our governor Phil Murphy was pissed off, rightfully so, that New Jersey Transit was so bad, and they came to an agreement basically saying, you know what, for all the cancellations and all the delays and everything, this is basically going to be our apology, which is good. I mean, free train fares is about as good as it gets, especially since New Jersey Transit raised their fares this summer, and they did it at the worst possible time. You know what I mean? I know a New Jersey Transit employee who comments on my videos regularly. He's a train operator, and he regularly tells me, you know, or he commented on one of my videos, I should say, and he said one of the reasons why they increased the fares was because by 15%, a whopping, that's a lot actually, 15%. It used to cost around $7 something to get to New York City from where I live. Now it's about $8, so it went up a lot. Apparently because New Jersey Transit wants to build a new office or have a new headquarters directly across the street from where their old one used to be in Newark. I think that's ridiculous though, because apparently from what some bus drivers and from what some train operators are saying, the headquarters that they currently have right now isn't even that bad, and they're spending millions of dollars on this. I thought it was to fund the Gateway project, but I think that's government funded. Well, part of it's from the MTA, Amtrak, New Jersey Transit, but some of the other money is coming from the state of New Jersey and the state of New York. But yeah, enough of me talking about New Jersey Transit. Let's just admire this beautiful view. You can see the World Trade Center right there. So that's actually where the PATH train goes. So a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll take the train into Hoboken, they'll get off, and they'll transfer directly to the PATH train, and the PATH train takes them right to the World Trade Center. And the World Trade Center is beautiful. If you are ever in New York City, I would say go to the World Trade Center before you go to Times Square if it's your first time. Times Square is kind of just that place you see once and then you never go back, because I hate Times Square. The only time I'll ever go through Times Square is if I'm eating there, because there are some restaurants nearby. Like I went to the Carmine's in Times Square, and then you just walk right back. So Hoboken, like I said, is really tiny, so you can walk through basically the whole town in only a few minutes. I wonder if this pier is open. Yep, this pier is open. So I'll tell you what, guys, I'll walk up this pier, and then I'll go up this street and head up towards Washington Street. It's not Washington Avenue. I keep calling it Washington Avenue though. As you can see, pier is really beautiful today. It's nice and cloudy, thank God, because I've been burning like crazy this summer. And apparently I just realized that if you stay out of the sun, you'll age better. So whenever it's cloudy and not raining, I like to take advantage of that. Absolutely beautiful, man. Sometimes it smells a little bit funky because it's the Hudson River, you know, but still beautiful. So I don't know if we can really see, well, there's the Empire State Building right there, but I don't think you can see 432 Park Avenue. 432 Park Ave is the ugliest building in Manhattan. It's a luxury apartment complex that has these amazing like penthouse views of Central Park. And it's almost as tall as the World Trade Center, but it's super like thin. It almost looks like a pencil. It's absolutely hideous. I'm actually not a fan of most skyscrapers, but buildings like the World Trade Center, you know, the Chrysler Building, Empire State Building, those are beautiful. I mean, look at how ugly this is compared to, this is probably the East Village or Chelsea, or the West Village, sorry, or Chelsea probably. Because what you'll notice is, if you look at the skyline of Manhattan, you got Midtown and you got the high rises in lower Manhattan, the skyscrapers. But in the middle, you got all these apartments and lower, and buildings that are a lot smaller. So they're still very high up, but definitely a lot lower than these buildings, obviously. So apparently it's due to zoning back in the day, and those zoning laws still exist to this day. This building right here, I think this is another apartment building right there. It looks like a Jenga tower. It is absolutely hideous. I saw that building in Manhattan a while back, and I was just like, oh my god. That thing looks like, that thing looks like if it's too windy, it'll fall over like a Jenga tower. It's so ugly. But yeah, I know some people that like to say that the World Trade Center is a really ugly building. I disagree. I think the World Trade Center is beautiful. And some people, you know, I guess for nostalgic purposes, like to say that the Twin Towers were prettier, but, you know, I think if you look back at old pictures of the Twin Towers, they're ugly. The World Trade Center is a much more beautiful building. And I'm not going to talk about 9/11. That's, you know, a whole nother topic for a whole nother video. That's probably not going to be on my channel, so that's a whole nother video. But to me, the Freedom Tower is like a sign of resilience, you know what I mean? And it's an absolutely beautiful building. So you got a mural right here for Hoboken. As you can see. So we'll head up towards downtown Hoboken and then take the train back. I was going to take the 9:13 a.m. train to Hackettstown and then transfer in Newark to get over to where I live, but that was too soon. So I'm going to take the 9:55 instead, which goes to Gladstone and then transfer in Newark. But I mean, Hoboken is a great place to live, especially if you have a lot of money and can afford it. And, you know, it's still cheaper than Manhattan. So you could work in the city. Your commute would literally be 5 to 10 minutes if you took the PATH train, you know. And you'd be right in the city. It's pretty awesome. This is River Street and 4th Street. We're on 4th Street, but that's River Street right there. Stay tuned till the end because I am, like I said, I am showing the train station and it is absolutely beautiful. You can also see views of Jersey City as well, which is not as nice as the Manhattan skyline, but it's still a pretty good skyline considering Jersey City isn't like a major city. Jersey City, I think, has like almost 300,000. It's probably like 250,000 or something like that. So it's a big city, but, you know, definitely not as big as Manhattan. Still a beautiful skyline, though. And downtown Jersey City is a lot better, too. Downtown Jersey City is a lot cleaner than Manhattan or the city. And there's still a lot of trendy places to eat as well. But yeah, maybe not as exciting as Manhattan. We are passing Hudson Street. Beautiful row houses. There are actually quite a few brownstones in Hoboken on top of the apartment buildings. But you can see beautiful church right here. St. Peter and Paul Church. Very nice building. Almost all the buildings except for the really big luxury apartments that are popping up everywhere. And some of the skyscraper apartment buildings over there. I would say that most of Hoboken's architecture is pretty old. And there are probably neighborhoods that are zoned that don't allow really tall buildings. As somebody who's into urban planning and that type of engineering, zoning is really a blessing and a curse, because sometimes zonings can destroy any type of mixed-use development or, project that could benefit the community because of zoning. But also, in some cases, when you don't have zoning, you got places like Houston, Texas, or Atlanta, Georgia, where you got skyscrapers next to single-family houses. So it really depends, honestly. Zoning can work out either way. And I think sometimes places have too much like strict zoning, like where I live, but it's all relative. So right here, you can find all the restaurants and all the bars that you would go to in Hoboken. Luis and Jerry's Tavern. There's a lot of pizza places in Hoboken, just like in New York. Mighty Quinn's Barbecue. I went to their location in Clifton. I don't know if that location still exists anymore, but I don't remember it being like super good. The best barbecue place, in my personal opinion, at least in New Jersey, is there used to be this place in Kearney called Red, White, and Q, but unfortunately they shut down during COVID. I think they actually opened up in a different location, nowhere near Kearney, so just look up Red, White, and Q. Red, White, and Q, it's spelled red, white, and then Q-U-E, like K in Spanish. So that's how you spell it. There's also Starbucks, Panera, Athleta, Lululemon, all those fancy stores, and then a McDonald's. I also remember eating at a Johnny Rockets in Hoboken about 2 years ago. Quality pizza right there. Blue Mercury, which is a fancy makeup store. And Aspen Marketplace, a gourmet market. Yeah, this is like the Brooklyn of New Jersey, pretty much. Hudson County, in general, is very similar to New York City. Got Chipotle and a City MD right here. And I say this because you could almost look at Hudson County and compare it to New York City very easily. Like downtown Jersey City would be Manhattan. Jersey City and Hoboken would be Brooklyn. Bayonne is more like Staten Island. You go up towards like West New York and Union City, it's more like the Bronx. And if you go towards like Secaucus or Kearney, it's more like Queens. So, because it's a little bit more suburban. But I wouldn't say anywhere in Hudson County is really suburban. It's still mostly an urban feel almost everywhere you go. But yeah, I got Dunkin' Donuts, Taqueria. Taqueria has a location in Montclair too. I see ya later. Oh, I get it. Like you got the acai bowls, which are like smoothie bowls. And then it's like, I see you later. Black Bear Bar and Grill. Looks closed because it is very early in the morning. And I know somewhere around here is Carlo's Bakery. On my right is the Johnny Rockets. You talking about the Costco guys? Double chunk chocolate cookie. Y'all have a good one, okay? That's so funny. They're talking about the Costco guys. That's hilarious. Y'all gotta go watch AJ and Big Justice on TikTok if you haven't. They're hilarious. It sounds cringy, but it is funny. We got the brass rail. That place sounds fancy. So yeah, you can also take, if you want to go up towards Midtown Manhattan, you can also take the bus to New York. But it is so much easier just to take the path. It's only 10 minutes into the city. But I guess if you're heading uptown, or sorry, Midtown, it's probably just easier to take a bus. All depends on where you're going, I guess. Empanadas Cafe. And is that Rita's Water Ice open? Like, it looks like it's shut down. No, they still got their store hours. Well, the awning's all left up. Let me see. No, it looks pretty nice in there. Looks like it's still open. I don't know. I love Rita's. It's like the perfect place to go in the summer. You get their water ice or their custard. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. So there's so many different trendy eateries around here. We've got this ramen place, Shake Shack. Shake Shack is actually very overrated. I'm gonna piss off a lot of people, but it is what it is. I really don't like them that much. Impasto's Pizza and Deli. And I think, yeah, we're approaching the CVS that I tried to use the bathroom in, but their bathrooms were closed. And then when I went to Carlo's Bakery, I asked if they had a bathroom in there when I was eating my breakfast, and they didn't. So, yeah. So it's hard to find public bathrooms in the city. It's also hard to find public bathrooms in Hoboken. No different. We're at this convenience store. It also looks like they sell fruits, flowers. It's basically a bodega. Carlo's Bake Shop right here. Very iconic. This bakery is very famous with everybody in Hoboken. Probably the most popular bakery. I was literally just there. Dipped and smashed. They're closed right now, but they got donuts, burgers, hot dogs, and shakes. And then original Basil's Pizza. They have all their like stuff open. So I thought that they might have been open. I know it's super early, but no, I think they're just prepping. The green room. I'm guessing that's a, yeah, some marijuana dispensary. Those are big around here. Because recreational weed is legal here in New Jersey. So you best believe people take advantage of that. You got Insomnia Cookies. I've never been to Insomnia Cookies before. I want to go. It's probably like a crumble cookie. Like, have you ever heard of Crumble's Cookie? Although I've heard a lot of, you know, weird things about Crumble Cookie. Like their working conditions aren't good. And that a lot of their cookies aren't really that good. Like they're highly overrated. Don't know if that's true or not, but... Alright. I guess I'm just gonna go, even though it's a red light. But those cars are stopped, so I don't know. I don't know why. Right here's the TD Bank. Really nice building, as you can see. But yeah, a lot of people party in Hoboken. Hoboken probably has the best nightlife in New Jersey, so a lot of people come here instead of going into New York because it's cheaper. Believe me, the restaurants here, they're still expensive, but they're hell of a lot cheaper than New York. I swear, restaurants in Manhattan are so expensive, it's unbelievable. It's like, how do they get away with some of the prices that they charge? Like $30 for a burger? Hell no. All right, so we're approaching the train station. All these buildings you see right here, that's all Jersey City. And that's Lower Manhattan, obviously. So I'm gonna head to the train station. So yeah, a lot of people here. You can also catch the light rail from here. I didn't say that earlier, but you can take the Hudson County light rail, which I think goes from Bayonne to somewhere. I think it goes to North Bergen, maybe. But I remember my dad used to work in Jersey City, so, you know, whenever he would take us to, you know, work, you know, like take your kid to work day or whatever, I would always just look at the light rail, because the light rail line ran right by his office. So it also looks like there's a small bus terminal as well. I didn't notice that earlier, but yeah. I really got to figure out what time it is so I don't miss my train. Look at all these bikes, man. Look at how this reminds me of when I went to Amsterdam to go see my Dutch relatives. People in Amsterdam bike literally everywhere. Most people get around by bike. It's insane. Here, that's not usually the case. Look at all these bikes, man. crazy. Funny because most of them are e-bikes. Alright, so this is the outside of the Hoboken Terminal. It's a beautiful building built in the 1900s and has been running New Jersey Transit Service for years. We got a beautiful cobblestone street right here. Super historic. I think this used to be called the Lackawanna Terminal. And this station is older than New Jersey Transit, so Erie Railroad used to run through here back in the day. For anybody that's not a train enthusiast, you won't know what I'm talking about, but if you are, I'd say a good amount of my audience are train enthusiasts because I do post some train videos here and there, but yeah, most of them probably aren't. But you don't have to be a train enthusiast to be like, wow, this is absolutely a beautiful, beautiful building. But yeah, if you want to go that way, that's the PATH train, but we're heading towards New Jersey Transit. There's also a ferry too. I think that goes into the city. The ferry's nice, but it's probably the longest way to commute. It's probably the slowest. PATH would definitely be the fastest. Am I going the right way? I don't think I'm going the right way. I think this is for the ferry. I gotta get to the train terminal. So I'm gonna, oh yeah, railroad, trains, and subways. I don't know why I went that way. But yeah, right here are all the trains. I gotta get onto the train heading towards Gladstone, where I'll get off at Newark. Some people walk so fast they're gonna run right into you. This used to be an old food court, but I think it's abandoned. Yeah, it's definitely not open. All the lights are still on, but obviously it's locked. So hopefully I can show you the waiting room before my train leaves, because the waiting room area is beautiful. I think they said 15 minutes for my train, so we'll see. But yeah, this is the beautiful train terminal here at Hoboken. Beautiful, beautiful building and beautiful waiting room area. This place blows Penn Station any day, because this is absolutely beautiful. I just want y'all to take a minute and admire this architecture. All right, now that you're done admiring that beautiful architecture, I gotta go find my train. So, these boards look new because I don't remember seeing them the last time I was in Hoboken, but they also look very confusing, so I'll just check the old one. All right, the Gladstone train at 9:38 is on track 1. So track 1 is right here. That train is a Metro North going to Port Jervis. So New Jersey Transit and Metro North operate at Hoboken. Yeah, this station's old and can definitely use some renovations, but it's absolutely beautiful still. And the crazy part is, so this was built before like ADA and accessibility was really thought about. But now, every new station is built handicap accessible. So what they have to do is they have to use this thing right here, which is basically a wheelchair lift. They'll put it up to the car, and yeah, but you can see it is still a low-level platform. Okay, so that was our tour of Hoboken. I didn't cover too many residential areas, but I covered the main drag, and of course the riverfront in Hoboken. So that was basically the most important part. That's going to be it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and God bless all you guys.